stage warrior to step into the spotlight. He is endearingly known as S to the W, to the brain, to the brain, to the games, and he carries a noble mission to guide you through the vast array of challenges that gaming offers.
Crashing after losing? Not anymore. Energy drinks are a scam. They hurt you more than they help. Drink Dubby. Game better. Sick of crashing? Try Dubby now. Jitterless energy blend with coffee fruit extract. Use code SWBG for 10% off. Join Team Dubby and be better.
Welcome everyone, SWBrainGames here for Monday, June 15th, 2026. It is 6:48 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and we are doing Stardew Valley. So, of course, at this time, this one was, a month old, 2 months old, whatever. I was trying to put up some clips and stuff and get myself back into the swing of things. I was playing and stuff, and then of course then all this stuff happened with me, and I didn't really have time to do any of these videos. So they just end up staying in my my Xbox storage until now. So yeah, this one right here is I was just we got the sound here. Let's see, bring that down. So yeah, you don't have to. So I kind of set this up, and I was just showing like some things that I'm just going through. I mean, it's already on the 60 year, and you can kind of see my setup and how I've got everything. You can check your weather report, check your forecast, and all that kind of stuff. And then, of course, for the special island, there is one thing that I definitely want to say. If you're trying to do like farming or anything, you want to try to get the island open as soon as possible. That's one thing I would say. And of course, in here, you got that's basically like wine that's aging, and then you're trying to get it to what's called iridium quality. And of course, even like right here is iridium ore, which is basically like the best ore in the game and stuff. You can get a little Coca-Cola. But yeah, I've decorated it throughout all the different events and stuff. All the different events. There's a calendar, so you see where I was. And of course, right now I think I'm right now I'm still on spring, and I think I'm around the 26th of currently on my gameplay right now. And there's not much there going on there. It's just just kind of showing a couple things. And of course, one reason why I was getting all of those green ones right there, you see, they're pop up. Those are the jades, and supposedly, or for a while, I think until they changed it, I think, but they were I think it was on like a Thursday or a Friday or something. They were given these staircases for the jade, and so you were trying to save up a whole bunch of jade so you can turn them into staircases to go into the caverns, especially the more dangerous skull caverns. This basically endless level. Now, and of course, you might be wondering also why like these the slimes and stuff are not attacking me, even though they're swarming me. It's I have a certain ring on. So, and of course, I have it combined with like luck, like a lucky ring, and I think like two or three different things. And then, but you can have two rings at the same time, and then so you can have like 6 different things, or you can you can double up on your luck, double up on your sword attack, or double up on something else, or kind of have it as a light, like a light source when you're in the caverns. Yeah, and of course, got a whole bunch of pigs, and of course, one thing I know most people do chickens and stuff, but I actually like doing rabbits because, at least to me, the rabbits are actually more important because they give rabbit's foots, which is a perfect gift for anybody in the entire game, in any of the villagers. It's one of the unique gifts that basically everybody loves, and there's like no one in the game that literally hates the lucky rabbit's foot. So you definitely collect them, get the truffles. There's some other stuff I'll show you too, but like the firemen and stuff, and of course like these truffles right here, they're going to be iridium quality. So, and basically I don't use them for hardly anything else except for just to sell them. And of course we had of course that chub or whatever, that's a fit for fishing. There's my greenhouse in here. You end up watering the cat's bowl. In here, you got strawberries and then all kinds of different apricots and apples and oranges and cherries and all kinds of stuff in the trees, which I also just turn around and sell them. And of course, yeah, see there's peaches and oranges and apples, pomegranates, and of course the one in the middle right there is strawberries, which of course I also really like doing strawberries. Oh, I like doing strawberries a lot. But of course, one thing that's probably the biggest thing is ancient fruit, and of course you can just turn around and sell these. I always try to sell even like the diamonds and all that stuff, unless if you haven't like taken them into like the library and stuff to put them in the collection. You want to do that first before you put them away, because that's actually how you make your money, is by putting them in that bin. You pluck these, and of course the soil. Some of the soil on here is actually good for turning the strawberries into like iridium quality strawberries. And so, like when we're selling them, you'll see that they're showing up as iridium quality, silver, silver and gold quality, and then regular. So, and of course, silver quality and gold quality and iridium quality are definitely gonna get you a lot more money than a regular one, just a normal one. So, like when you're planting, if you have the money in the game, you want to get like a deluxe soil or something to, and of course invest in sprinklers. Like these are iridium quality sprinklers, and then once you get in the island and get all the is it acorns or whatever, then you'll be able to get these what's called key gems, and then you can turn around and like get a spray extender for your iridium sprinkler, and then it will go a lot more further. As you see in here, I've got a lot of stuff. So I do a lot of ancient fruit, and of course probably the biggest crops is called the star fruit, and then ancient fruit, which comes from an ancient seed. That you usually get through a store sometimes, or even there's like a traveling salesman or whatever that shows up every once in a while. So you even have little coffee beans and other things in here. So I do a lot of ancient fruit, and then, but my goal on the ancient fruit is to turn them into ancient, the ancient wine. And then you age the ancient wine, and then the price just goes like absolutely bonkers. And of course, on strawberries, you can get like a thing where you can turn them into jam, turn and sell them for just a little bit more profit than even iridium quality. Yeah, and of course, you got these roots right here, which basically they only grow beside the water, so that's why they're right there. But yeah, it's basically, I was basically just kind of going through it and doing some harvesting and stuff, and just kind of showing you basically what happens in a day, in the Stardew Valley. And then, so, like, this next part will be over, and then go into the next part, and then just, just kind of showing you what I'm doing in Stardew Valley, without no frills or anything, just showing you gameplay. Literally. And apparently, too, this game is really popular, because I even seen stuff on Facebook and stuff when we're talking about like the greatest game of all time or whatever, and they kept on putting Stardew Valley in there. I mean, against like Ocarina of Time, Perfect Dark, and a whole bunch of stuff. Red Dead Redemption 2, a whole bunch of games, and basically in two different groups, Stardew Valley actually won, beat them out every time. And you even look at, because of course it was like a comment or like a thumbs up and a heart, and it was getting like so much, so many votes and stuff. It was crazy. And of course, I think like Ocarina of Time, I think actually took like second and stuff, and then Red Dead Redemption was like number 3. And of course, GTA 5 wasn't even really mentioned in that category, which is crazy. But I mean, to me, I don't really call it the greatest game of all time, because I mean, heck, I've been playing video games since I was 4 years old, and I'm 37. I mean, I would put Ocarina of Time and GoldenEye and GTA San Andreas, GTA Vice City. I mean, I would even put stuff like one of my favorite Xbox series games, Fable 1 and 2 and 3. Freaking absolutely awesome games to me. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic and Knights of the Old Republic 2. Absolutely amazing games. And almost any Zelda game. I know people give a lot of flack to like Majora's Mask and Wind Waker, but those ones were freaking amazing too. Skyward Sword was freaking awesome. Twilight Princess, definitely, more darker version and stuff. Absolutely incredible. Breath of the Wild. I know everybody would say Ocarina of Time when I say this, but I'm sorry. Even though I've beaten Ocarina of Time so many times, Breath of the Wild is, to me, like by far. I mean, just everything you can do. Now, nostalgia and everything, nothing will pretty much beat Ocarina of Time on that. But when it comes to the story, the gameplay, the mechanics of, weapons breaking and stuff, and then having to do this and do that, and actually more kind of closer to, like, real life, it's basically... It's in a different world. Just like Skyrim was back in, what, 2011 or whatever when it came out. Which I think was it 2011 or something like that? I mean, it was beyond its time. I mean, it was such an incredible game for its time. You know, that was just basically unmatched. And I know when it came out, it was unmatched because it won like so many Game of the Year awards and everything. And of course, so did Breath of the Wild too. And of course, speaking of that, you know, we got I got a remastered version of Ocarina of Time that's coming. We got GTA 6 that's coming. But I'll be honest, the one that I'm looking forward to is the one that's coming out February 27th, 2027. And that is the new Fable. Oh, I know for Game of the Year and stuff, it's most likely going to go up against the new remastered Ocarina of Time versus GTA 6. And GTA 6 is going to have a massive battle in its hands. But yeah, on this one, it's just, like I said, it's just simple, you know, we're just doing some stuff, and every once in a while, you know, you'll get letters from someone or one of them giving you stuff. But this island right here is by far the best. No matter what island you pick in your main area, this one will always be there. And it doesn't matter if it's spring, summer, winter, fall, or anything. This area will always be the same. It will always. It's not dependent on the season and stuff. So you can plant whatever you want. You know, if you wanted to plant a spring crop in summer, or heck, a winter crop in fall, or whatever, and you can do that. But yeah, it's definitely a lot of fun. It kind of almost reminds me, in a way, it kind of reminds me of an old like a link to the past or whatever, or even let's just say a Link's Awakening, you know, the original one on Game Boy and stuff, the graphics and being able to go in a dungeon, and you know, it's got that nice little vibe, and then there's nothing. Of course, you know, you'll have some pressing stuff, you know, like calendar stuff, help wanted stuff, but you don't have to do it. You know, you just get you just go in the mines and then just, you know, slay the creature or whatever. That's the mines, not the Skull Cavern. The mines are a little bit different, but once you get to like level 100, and it's a different story. But you know, of course, it pretty much ends around there. But it's a lot of fun. And I know I was basically talking about other games while I was talking about this, but you know, that's what I have on my mind right now. I'm unscripted. And especially while I was just harvesting and stuff, there was really nothing else to say. But it's a nice, fun game. Nice and fun, good, interesting. Game of year, best game of all time. No, there's just so many that would top it. But I'm not saying that it's not great. It is awesome. Or I wouldn't be playing it. I wouldn't be spending, you know, 30, 40, 50 hours or whatever in this year alone playing this game. You know, of course, Fortnite and like WWE 2K25 and State of Decay 2 and some of those other games are actually taking the cake on my time. But actually, even GTA 5 is actually, I've actually probably put more time in this one this year than I have in GTA 5, believe it or not. But anyways, I just wanted to put up this video, and next video is I don't know if it's highly anticipated, but it's going to be the first video for Dark Souls 2. And of course, it's going to be beating two monsters, which is called the Last Giant and also the Pursuer. Which, of course, the Pursuer is technically the next boss up, but in the clip itself, I don't actually fight him until way, 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 way later. But since it's kind of in order, I'm gonna show it next. All right. So I hope you enjoy the video, and I will definitely see you all later. And remember, never give up, never back down, face everything and rise, never give in to Satan's will, never give him dreams, never lose faith, never have any doubts, and remember that everything happens for a reason. Remember that I got the brains, and I play the games for all of you. This has been SWBrainGames, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.
Why not become a part of the SW Brain Gang today? Together let us embark on this exhilarating gaming adventure and forge unforgettable memories that will last a lifetime.